Hi.
Going, Heidi?
Hi, how are you doing?
Doing great. Excited to talk to you. Excited for the new music and the tour and everything, and wanted to dig into all that.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me.
Of
I'm
course.
I'm coming at you from Lexington, Kentucky today. Just
Ah.
in the bus hanging out. It's a rainy day here, so we're staying warm inside. But how you doing in sunny LA?
Oh, doing great. Doing great. You can't complain, 80
Good,
and
good, good.
sunny.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, the best of life.
Exactly. Let's dig into the new single. I'm really digging it. Lost in Your Touch, and I'm kind of curious. I think I'll start with this. Is it written third party or first party from you? Is this something that happened to you, or is this kind of a life experience that you've heard from friends or something?
You know, this is a first party thing. It's the whole album actually is, and in January, I think of 2024, so just a couple of years ago, I started doing therapy for the first
Oh.
time. I mean, I should have started doing this, a long time ago. I think everyone deserves an outlet for that, and I've always thought that my music was an outlet, and it is.
Mhm.
But I decided to try give it a whirl, and it was the best thing that I've done. I got to dive into so many different things and think about and revisit all these different things in my life that have led me to who I am today. And this album really touches on a lot of those experiences that I kind of remembered throughout all this and brought forward to light and became okay with. And one of those was this experience that actually happened in 2015. Um, I watched the love of my life fall in love with somebody else. I
Wow.
watched the love of my life start creating a new life with somebody else, a life that I thought was meant for me, was a part of my 5, 10, 15-year plan, 20-year plan, lifelong plan. And it was a really wild experience to sit and watch this happen. And I think a lot of people have been in this situation where you are witnessing the one that got away
Sure.
build this new life and love with somebody else, watching another person, hop in your shoes and experience all the experiences that you had with that person. And I couldn't help but think about if that particular woman had the same emotional I guess relationship, or if she felt the same that I felt with him. And so that's what the song is about. And writing this song was really emotional. It was emotional. And as soon as I brought it into the studio and I showed it to Howard Benson, our producer, and he's also the head of our label too. And I showed it to him, and he knew exactly where to take this. He knew how to pull those emotions out and to really make sure that the listener doesn't just hear this song, but feels this song as well.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into Howard in a second here, but speaking
Yeah.
of the single, it sounds sonically amazing. And one of the things I really liked about it, it seems like, and I'm probably wrong, but correct me, but in the past, Butcher Babies have had heavy parts and clean parts. But I feel like
Mhm.
on this song, you're kind of mixing them together at the same time. You might start a lyric clean and then go into the heavy versus having it so segregated.
Yeah, and that just is organic. I think that that was a lot of just going through the feelings. And when I was doing the demo of the song before we stepped into the studio, when I was doing the demo of the song at home, I had the freedom of really feeling these lyrics, because when I wrote them out and I put pen to paper, I know I felt something. Like, it was definitely super emotional for me, writing them down, tears in my eyes, remembering those emotions. But when I actually got to get in there and portray it in the demo, I knew that I wanted to be able to push that where you feel the listener can hear. It starts out, this is how I felt here. I felt here. I felt here. And then it got to this breaking point. And so I'm glad that you recognize that. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's something that we were excited to put into this song.
And I got to ask, is that old guy still with the new girl? Did it all work out? Like, do you know?
No, he's not.
Ah,
No, we are actually together.
so you
Yeah.
got him
So
back.
I got the guy back. I did. And that's so this is an interesting thing, even writing this music uh, and showing him also, like, I had him kind of read through it, and I'm like, hey, I hope you understand that I feel like I need to talk about this stuff in my art, and I hope that you understand that this is a way for me to let all of that go. And as much as I've let it go in the past 10 years of our relationship, it's still, I think, is something that was always in the back of my head. And this is what's beautiful about art and music in general. You can change any type of negative into a positive. And so when he read through the lyrics and he just pulled me in and gave me a big old hug, and he's like, I'm proud of you. So so I think that being honest about these experiences in my music is like not just good for me, emotionally, but it's good just like letting go of things. I sing this every night and I'm able to put positive spin on things, and I look and see how much it means to other people. So yeah, this song does have a happy ending.
Well, that's where I was leading to. I was like, man, it must be tough for Henry to hear you sing about another guy, but it was actually him you were singing about.
Yeah, it is. I mean, but you have to, that's kind of a tough thing too. Sometimes I think that,
Right.
you know, uh, he's up there playing it too, and he's experiencing all these things as well. And we built these songs together, just the two of us. So to him, I think that it's a part of our history. It's a part of, it was a blip in our very long relationship. That was the only breakup we've ever had.
Wow.
And so, it is something that we are super open with each other about. So, I'm grateful that we get to move past it, together.
Absolutely. You had mentioned the word album, I was certainly going to bring up. So we are working on an album. We not living in a singles or just an EP world. We do still love and believe in the album format.
There's a whole album behind this single. Yes. So, yeah, this year there will be a brand new Butcher Babies album. It is donezo. It is finished. And we've been working on it for a while. In fact, since you say EP, like at first, this was just going to be an EP.
Hmm.
It was something, when we released a song called Sincerity
Right.
a little bit back, we were, the idea was just an EP with Judge and Jury. And we were having so much fun working with them, and we had so much to say, and I was just basically purging all my emotions onto paper and putting it into these songs. And Henry's in the studio writing super fast to keep up. We're like, we were off tour finally. Like, it's been on tour, off tour, on tour, off tour, in the studio, out of the studio. So we had a little bit of time at home, and we just started just writing like crazy. And we talked to our homies at Judge and Jury and said, hey, do you guys want to maybe turn this into an entire album? And they said yes. So we held off on all the other releases and
Ah,
decided to just create a whole album. So there's 12 songs on this album.
awesome.
And yeah, we're so excited for people to hear. It's a lot of it is in the vein of things that happened in my life from 25 years ago till now. And there's a song about, I was married when I was really young, and
Oh,
not a people
wow.
not I've never really talked about it. I've been married and divorced. I don't talk about it. I never really have, but I think now it's, I can talk about it. There's a song on there about the exact moment that we both decided this was over, and the exact moment driving in his truck through the mountains of Utah and decided that this is done. And so there's that exact moment is on there, and that was 25 or you know 20 something years ago. So it's and then there's a song on there about a really special person in my past life who has since passed away. There's a lot of really special things on this album, so I'm very excited to unleash it to everybody and let everyone hear these stories.
I can't wait to hear it. It's interesting that you say that you guys both decided because I've only been married once, but my parents were married like a dozen times, and it always seemed like one person made the decision before the other. So it's great that you guys both came to that conclusion at the same time.
Well, that situation, the song that we released before called Sincerity is also about that situation. And I take responsibility for um, kind of, it does start kind of sometimes as one person, and there was a moment that he said to me, if you hadn't even brought up the word divorce, I never would have thought about it. And so, there's this line in there, why'd you have to say that? I thought I saw the truth in your eyes, and it's like, that was me. I did that. And so, but then it became a two-person decision. And so, um, but I look at that now, I look at those situations now, and I'm super grateful that I went through them. I'm super grateful that, those things happened in my life and brought me to where I am today. I don't know if I would have the career that I have today had I not been through those things.
I'm curious, sonically, album wise, can we talk about the flavor? Is one of the things I love about your band is you do have the melodic songs and then you have the brutally heavy songs. Is it still that mix? We're not leaning one way or the other? Still
Yeah,
50-50 kind of?
yeah, we still got the mix for you. There's gonna be a song coming out after we have the single after Lost in Your Touch lined up already. And yeah, that one will be a neck breaker for you.
Okay, good. As much as I love Judge and Jury and what they're doing, I was a little bit worried, like, is that heavy side of Butcher Babies going to go away with them? But
No, it's still there.
good, good.
It's still there. And these songs, like even Sincerity and Lost in Your Touch, they still hit so heavy live too. It's just, it's and there's really heavy parts to I think every song on the album. So
I really love what Judge and Jury is doing. It feels like almost old school in a way. It feels like they're building a community with the artists that they have. Like it's a little like fraternity or something of all their bands. Like they did that tour uh over the summer, fall, where it was like Saliva and Earshot and like all the Judge and Jury bands together. And that's so cool to see. I feel like that's like 20, 30 years ago labels used to do that and really gotten away from it. But it seems like they're bringing that back, that attitude back.
and I love that about this situation. That like this union has been so fun, and right now we're on tour with a band called Lilac, who's also
Yeah.
signed to Judge and Jury,
Yep.
and it really is a little community. We get to hang out together. We all we all support each other. And Stitched Apart is on Judge and Jury. Been friends with those guys since the inception of Butcher Babies and the inception of Stitched Apart. It's like we've kind of grown up together in a way. And so uh, there's going to be a surprise coming out between us two bands, later in the month. And there's a lot, that all the bands in Judge and Jury can do together to build each other. And I think that what they're doing is what drew us to the label in general, is that we do see this family aspect of it. And that is something that I always loved about being signed to a label, is the family part, the family side of it. You look at your label mates like, hey, we're out here for the common good. You
Yeah.
look at the head of your label as almost like a family member, almost like a dad or a brother, and or a sister or a mom, and
Right.
so this to us is such a fun experience. And we're super grateful that Judge and Jury is on the Butcher Babies train.
Yeah. Looking forward to the show. Want to get into that as well. Wednesday,
Yeah,
March 18th, coming back home to the Whiskey A Go Go. And you're going to be playing Lost in Your Touch live?
we are. Yeah, we've been playing it on
Awesome.
this tour every night. We're so excited. We haven't played the Whiskey I think the last time that we played the Whiskey was in 2018. We did a co-headlining tour with Nonpoint.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember that show so vividly because I looked down into the pit and our lawyer had started the pit. It's it's going to be great to bring it back there, kind of where, it all started. We used to have this band started on the Sunset Strip, and
Right.
we don't live in Los Angeles anymore, but Los Angeles is always home for us. And so, being able to get back out there to the Sunset Strip, playing new songs, playing old songs, up there with friends, bringing in old friends that still live in LA, and like it is. I'm so excited to finally be back at the Whiskey A Go Go.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm just trying to think for you though, how the hell do you put together a set list at this point in time? I mean, you got so many songs.
That's such a good question. It's so hard. It's almost like pulling names out of a hat. Um, yeah, there's a catalog full of songs now. So I think it's up to like 80 something now. It's hard to choose between your children. It really is. But we got to play the songs that we're out promoting, the new singles. And but we also love to pull out some of the old heavy ones too. We get to start the set with a song that was on our 2023 double album. It's
Hmm.
called Backstreets of Tennessee. And it's one of those where you come out, you just slap people a couple of times over the face to get their attention. It's one of the heaviest songs they've ever done, and one of the most brutal, just in your face songs. Um, and and then we reel it in with like a couple of our, former singles. We've got Red Thunder, which we have a video and was a single, and was Liquid Metal, and then a fan favorite, which has been one of our favorites since it came out, Monsters Ball. We
Yeah.
play that one. I don't think we'll ever stop playing Monsters Ball.
No.
It's part of our legacy. And Magnolia Boulevard, taking it back to like 2013, 2012.
Yeah.
And so we get to pull in songs from all the different albums, but it's a strategic move. And every single time, it's like, what do we play? And they only give us 40 minutes on this set. So it's hard to choose between our babies, but we narrowed it down.
I'm looking forward to it. And like that you mentioned Lilac. I talked to them recently and just saw them in Vegas over this past week as they were promoting their new single up there
Yeah.
for the event, and got to say hi to Oscar and Elise. And I really love what they're doing, and the flavor they're bringing. The male and female trade off is really cool.
I love it. It's so exciting to see them every single night, and they're out there killing it. I mean, I would say one of the hardest working bands that I've encountered in a very long time. And second show in, their vehicle, I bet it basically blew up. Like
Ah,
their whole engine blew up, and they still made it to the show. Like
wow.
they're out there. They immediately got a new vehicle. They're on the street where a lot of bands would have called it quits. Not those guys. Not Lilac. They're there. So it is so awesome to be doing these shows with them. And another band that's on the bill, Eva Under Fire. Been friends with those guys for such a long time. Their singer Amanda, like I respect her voice, respect her so much as a person, and it is just it's such a like an empowering tour. So it's been really fun.
And Jairus Johnson too.
Absolutely. He's been so sweet to us. It's been so cool. I see him, I'll be walking my dog and he'll come out and say hi and chit chat about everything. He's also a huge Oregon Ducks fan, just like Henry and
Ah.
I both are huge Oregon Ducks fans. Yes,
Okay.
go Ducks. So we get to talk about sports and everything, and I am such a huge fan of his show. He puts on such an incredible show, and his new song "Hell Yeah Brother," I can't get it out of my head. So every night we're singing "Hell Yeah Brother" with Jairus Johnson. It's so fun.
I was going to ask you, you had mentioned, going back home to the whiskey. How long have you lived in Vegas now? How long has it been?
Almost 6 years.
Dang. So
We moved in
pre-pandemic?
we moved in the like height of the pandemic. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, we were like, we're just gonna give Vegas a try, see if we like it since the world is shut down, and we ended up really loving it. We love our community there, and it's just it's become home. I love Los Angeles. It's always going to be a part of me. I was there for 17 years, and it's honestly like I lived there almost as long as I lived in Utah, where I'm from originally. So it's there's a special place in my heart, and who knows, maybe we'll end up back there someday. But for now, we're living it up in Sin City.
I love it. Love it. Speaking of Sin City, one last thing I got to hit you with. We're an old school station. We do a feature called Mandatory Metallica. Speaking of Metallica in Vegas, I mean, I was just there this past week for the Happens convention and got to go
Yeah,
see Wizard of Oz at the Sphere. And that was incredible. But they started playing like
right.
Master of Puppets and stuff. The hair on my arm starts standing up. I can't imagine what they're going to do in that building.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So uh, that's definitely a show I'm gonna have to see. I'll have to fight somebody to get in, I'm sure. But I got to see. I was so I did see the Wizard of Oz show there. Incredible, right? It feels like you're in it when the tornado hits and your
Yeah.
hair's blowing everywhere, and you've got long locks like me, so your hair's blowing everywhere. They're dropping apples from the ceiling. It's so much fun. But one of my favorite memories that I have made a core memory to date is I got to see Backstreet Boys at the Sphere with my sisters and my mom. And it was a full circle moment. That was the first show that I've ever seen in my whole life. It was my first concert. So to be
Wow.
able to go back with my two sisters and my mom last summer, it was so much fun. So any show that goes to the Sphere, I'm gonna try and make it to see. But of course, Metallica. I can't imagine that there's gonna be any tickets left though.
No, I mean the tickets went on sale earlier today. Already sold out. I think they added six more
Yeah.
shows. I
That's
mean,
what I'm saying. I can't imagine. That's what I'm like. I'm gonna have to fight someone. You know, it's gonna be a lot of arm wrestling to get into that venue.
and imagine all the pyro and everything they're gonna do there, like they do a little bit of pyro on Wizard of Oz, but I mean, in there
Yeah,
it's gonna be even
yeah.
more
It's
so.
Oh, I'm sure it's gonna be just a full sensory overload. So I know that they were talking about bringing Metallica there for a while. So
Hmm.
I'm so happy to hear they finally pulled the trigger and made it happen. Another show I really want to go see, there's no doubt.
Oh
It's
yeah.
impossible. I'm just gonna be out there in like full armor. Like, let me in. So yeah, it's any that venue is incredible, and I'm so grateful that heavy metal's making their way to the Sphere.
Yeah, it's about time, and I think that's the right band to do it. The first band,
Yep,
the first hard rock heavy metal band to go in there, the perfect ones for it.
I agree.
Just to put a button on it, is there a favorite Metallica song we can play for you? Do you have a favorite?
Oh my goodness, I mean, look, there's no way that you can't pick Master of Puppets. There's no way. I mean, honestly, it's a song that I grew up with. It's a song that I remember watching when I was in high school. I was a cheerleader and I was on the track team.
Hmm.
But my best friends had a metal band, like a death metal band, but they would cover that song. And
Ah,
so I remember that was one of my first introductions to metal in general. And so I think that song in particular shaped me into who I am. And I'm sure everybody picks that song. So I'm just jumping on the Master of Puppets bandwagon here.
but it is a great song. I mean,
Or Fuel. Fuel's great
oh,
too. Fuel, like, come on. We're going to talk about fire at the Sphere. Fuel.
we'll play them both.
There we go. I want a double dose.
There you go. Beautiful. Thank you for the time. Always great talking to you, and I hope I get to say hi to you at the whiskey show.
I hope so. Thanks. It was great to see you.
Talk to you there.
See you there. Have a good day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.